Did you notice how quickly people moved on from the horrendous Astroworld concert, where many innocent people lost their lives? Well, that's because Kylie planned to draw attention away from it by using her sister Kim. It's shockingly been revealed that it was Kylie's evil plan to play Cupid and get Kim to date Pete Davidson, so people would forget all about her boyfriend's awful concert, and instead start focusing on Kim and Pete. The plan worked like a charm. Soon, the news cycles were filled with news about Kim and Pete instead of Travis's mismanaged concert that resulted in so many deaths. We have all heard the dreamy story of Kim meeting and falling in love with Pete so many times now, but if we take a closer look, we'll find that it was Kylie pulling the strings all along.
I love it.
Kardashian and Davidson were first seen together in October 2021 in an SNL sketch in which they kissed as Jasmine and Aladdin on the magic carpet. Later on in an installment of the Hulu series, The Kardashians, Kim finally gave viewers the lowdown on exactly how things played out between her and her ex-beau when they first met.
When we kissed in scene, it was just a vibe, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I just need to try something different.
As Kim recalls hoping to run into Pete at her SNL afterparty, she divulges that she was ultimately forced to make the first move when the comic didn't show up.
Pete does not come to my after party. Everyone was at my after party. Does not give me the time of day. So a few days later, I called the producer at SNL and I was like, hey, do you have Pete's number? And I text him.
But what she conveniently leaves out here is the fact that there must be a reason more than just a vibe for her to pursue Pete this aggressively. Why would someone as egotistical as Kim make the first move unless someone else was forcing her to do it? This is where Kylie comes in. There's a lot of room to plausibly assume that Kylie was forcing Kim to make the move and get into a relationship with Pete because there's nothing else that gets the media going, like Kim Kardashian gossip. But why in the world would she do that? Well, that's because it was around the time when her boyfriend was under scrutiny and investigation from both the authorities and fans for organizing a concert that went awry and wreaked havoc. At least 10 people died and 24 others were treated at hospitals after a crowd surged at a performance by Travis Scott as part of the Astroworld Festival in Houston on the evening of November 5th, just a few days after the SNL skit. Attendees described a crowd surge with 50,000 people that led some to fall unconscious. A 9-year-old boy died on November 14th of injuries suffered during the concert, the family's attorney said, marking the 10th fatality stemming from the show. The boy, Ezra Blount, became the youngest person to die of injuries from the crowd surge. Others who died at the concert ranged from the age of 14 to 27. In his first interview since the incident, Mr. Scott said that he wasn't fully aware of what had happened until after the show.
I didn't know the exact details until, minutes before the press conference.
Mr. Scott said he didn't hear people's screams for help. Anytime you can hear something like that, you want to stop the show, he said in the interview. I just didn't hear that. He said that the Astroworld concert felt like a regular show to him and that people didn't show up there just to be harmful. But all of these words were nothing but lies and cover-ups. The musician has previously encouraged racist and violent behavior at his events, and it was found during the investigation that the team he had hired to oversee the concert wasn't competent enough to deal with an event of such magnitude. Lying to the people and faking apologies and saying that he didn't hear the screams when it was clear that he knew what was going on but failed to stop it made people even angrier at him. Travis had become public enemy number 1, and you could see how much he was despised by some of the social media comments on him. One user tweeted, "The Astroworld massacre and Travis Scott's fucking apology trigger me so bad whenever I come across them. Tragedy implies random occurrence. This was not random. This was a situation created. There will be civil, if not criminal liability here," added another. It does not seem humanly possible that Travis Scott and his people had not reached out to the Bahardi-Sahani family. But this absolute evil goes well beyond Scott. Even Masonic POTUS and Democratic US Freemason Congress will not address the Astroworld massacre, wrote another enraged and saddened fan. But it was this tweet that was the most insightful and interesting. This person theorized, "Let's not forget that the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. I doubt Kim and Pete are actually dating. I'm almost positive it's to get attention away from Travis Scott, so let's be aware of that." Other users shared in this sentiment. Another tweeted, "So Kim and Pete started dating around the time of the Astroworld shit, and now they've coincidentally broken up the day after Khloe had her baby with Tristan Thompson?" Even the fans know that this was a ploy made by the Kardashians in order to steer away from the bad publicity of Travis's disastrous concert and distract people with more cheesy relationship stories. And it worked perfectly for Kylie and her boyfriend. First, Kylie must have made Kim share a picture of hers with Pete and share a mysterious but obvious enough caption, which she did. Then, these events were set into motion. After traveling to California to celebrate his 28th birthday on November 2021, Davidson stopped by Kris Jenner's Palm Springs mansion, where Flavor Flav uploaded a photo to Instagram of the comic and Kardashian in matching Skims pajamas. Shortly after, Page Six broke the news that the stars were officially a couple. Just hours after the story broke about Pete and Kim dating, the internet went crazy. Thousands stormed the internet to share their disbelief. One such person tweeted, "Is it weird that a huge part of me doesn't even believe that Kim and Pete are actually together?" Another joked, "If Pete Davidson can date Kim Kardashian, recovering from all your losses is not impossible." It did seem odd to many fans even then that Kim had chosen Pete to be her new partner. The two had nothing in common from physical appearance to fashion sense and humor, so this gives even more weight to the theory that the two aren't really dating. It was all just an elaborate facade. The weeks following this were literally all filled with the news of Kim and Pete. It seemed as if everyone had already forgotten about Travis Scott's concert that had resulted in 10 deaths. Instead, the focus of the media was now on Pete and Kanye's beef, which was taking over everywhere. In February 2022, shortly after Davidson called Kardashian his girlfriend for the first time, West went on a social media triad in an attempt to get the Skims founder back and repair their family. 1 month later, West took things even further by releasing a music video for his song Easy. Footage featured the rapper kidnapping and burying a claymation version of Davidson, whom he nicknamed Skeet. The two continued to go back and forth against each other on the following months. One Kanye taunt used to be followed by a Pete jib, and so on. Then, only 9 months into what seemed like the perfect relationship, Kim surprisingly broke up with Pete. Things came to an end for the couple in August 2022, with Page Six confirming their split. Kim and Pete have decided to just be friends, a source close to the reality star shared. They have a lot of love and respect for each other, but found that the long distance and their demanding schedules made it really difficult to maintain a relationship. With all the big promises and statements and tattoos and gestures they had made towards each other, they were trying to fool people into thinking that they were in it for the long haul. But those were just attention-seeking tactics to get more clicks. More attention towards them meant less on Travis and his concert. This is why they only stayed together for 9 months, just long enough for things to cool down and for people to move on from the Houston concert incident. Had they truly been in love and committed to each other, a long-distance relationship would not have been an issue for them. That's it for today. Do you think Kim and Pete's entire relationship was just a huge cover-up scheme by Kylie? Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you again with more updates on everything. Goodbye!